Hi, hello, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you to tonight's broadcast of Jersey Pro League Hockey, live exclusively on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Live from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey, my name is Trey Wright for BSB, and it is night number 4 of this week for the Jersey Pro League, and it's night number 2 for the Jersey Pro League Pro Division. So we've got the top 2 teams in the division taking on one another. XHockey Products slated as the home team, taking on the number 1 seed of 43 Oak Foundation. Set to be a great game here so far tonight as warm-ups are concluding here. Got a lot of scratches and a lot of new faces here for either side. We'll start on the XHP side of things. Connor McDonough will be in net. Aside from CJ Hapward, he'll be wearing the number 1 here in net for XHP. John Mustard and Gleb Vermayev also subbing in here for XHP. Vermayev playing for the San Diego Gulls last year from the American Hockey League and flipping between the Bridgeport Islanders for the American Hockey League. I was confusing him with Nikita Nestorenko, who's on the other side of the ice for 43 Oak. Taking a look at some of their subs, and one of their subs, I think the name is certainly familiar here in Newark, New Jersey. Jeremy Brodeur, the son of Marty Brodeur, in net here to start things off for 43 Oak. Some other names in here: Nathan Beanstalk, Thomas Zoko, Thomas Klochkov, Nikita Nestorenko, and Nick Desiderio among some of the subs here for 43 Oak, who comes into this evening with a record of 3-0 versus the 2-1 XHockey Products. Later on tonight will be game number 2 between Team Goose Foundation and Topline Hockey, but we're underway here in game number 1. It's taken here by XHockey Products. Skating along the near side is Ryan Sordillo, and looking for the backdoor pass there was Sordillo. Taken here by Carlos Cuxty, wearing the number 22 for XHockey Products. He has that taken away there by Justin Solove. Defensive zone turnover, trying to drive that through with Sam Hall in 13, and Hall will start from his own end of the ice. Hall, representing St. Louis Lawrence University for the NCAA Division I, will drive it up to Solove once again, and that is patted aside by McDonough. One shot, one save there from Connor McDonough as XHP will look to take it back in the other direction. Taken across by Sordillo once again. Try to get it up to John Mustard. The only blank jersey here for XHP. This will be back in the other direction. Taking it is Nick Desiderio, looking to go short side there on McDonough. That's steered aside, fighting for it over in the far boards is Desiderio, Kuxki, and a plethora of players trying to clear it out of their own end here is XHP, and they will. Brendan Less will stick it up to the 27 of Aaron Manetian. And this one will go just a little bit offside. And we'll get a freeze in play with just a hair over a minute gone here in period number 1. Still no score. 43 Oak has beaten the other 3 teams here so far in the Jersey Pro League season. These 2 teams have faced once before. And that was the game that 43 Oak took down XHockey Products on opening night, if I'm not mistaken, last week for the Jersey Pro League. Thomas Zuko right on it, and they score! Nick Desiderio goes 5-hole through the legs of McDonough, and 43 Oak is on the board. Desiderio with a good shot there, right between the 2 wickets. We'll take another look at it. All starts in the zone. Zucco across there for Desiderio, who puts it right between the 2 pads there, and it's quickly a 1-0 game. Brown off of the draw, try to get that away from Mustard. And taking it back in the other direction here is the 14 of Nestorenko. Nestorenko over to Brown. Brown tried to get it back over to Nestorenko. The Anaheim Duck was a little bit tied up there in the low slot. Hudson Gorski will now steer it across, trying to drop it back there for Greg Leotard. Leotard in it. And that one redirects home, and it's 1-1. Good play there from Sam Esposito in the mid-slot to tie things up, and we're in for a good old-fashioned scoring derby. So we get another look at it. Good play there from Gorski, sends it across. Back up to the point it goes, and right home. I do not believe that was redirected. Sam Esposito was on the board for his first tally of the evening. Nestorenko couldn't keep it in. Trying to fight for the loose change there was the 42 of Beanstalk. Beanstalk trying to fight it up there for Matt Brown, and Brown trying to keep it out of his own end. Looking for a chance in front there was Mulgrave. He was denied, and a ripper of a chance there from Mustard, snagged down by Jeremy Brodeur. Of course, the Brodeur name, very well known here in Newark, New Jersey. Like we said in the pregame show, his father, Marty, 3 Stanley Cups with the New Jersey Devils in 95, 2000, and 2003. Cuxey will send this one through traffic. Trying to drive it home there was the 8 of Whelan. Mustard keeps it in at the point. Looking for the shot across there. Saved by the pad of Brodeur. And that was Whelan right in his wheelhouse over on the left side. And here comes Nestorenko with a breakaway. Nikita Nestorenko sees that sticked aside there by McDonough. And he'll keep this game tied up at 1. Mustard up to Whelan. Drops it back for Brown. Nestorenko trying to get it across there. Whelan was tied up, is able to get it on the stick of Kuksky. Trying to do a little tic-tac-toe play, and that went off of the stick or the skate of Kuksky. Nothing he could really do there as Zoko will take him back in the other direction. Zoko still has it in his skates, but Kuksky with a really good back check. Trying to take it the other direction, and now a 2-on-1 here for XHP. Sending it across. That one goes off of the pads of Brodeur. Not the first time that has been said in this building. Trying to get that one out of harm's way. At the far end, or the close end we should say, trying to get that one was Hall. And XHP will start from their own end of the ice. Hall trying to spin around, but this will go back into XHP's possession. Tie game here at 1 goal apiece. As Desiderio loading it up for Zacco, and he has that taken away there by Mustard. Another breakaway opportunity right off of the bench, and they score. Greg Leodud will give XHP their first lead of the evening, 2 straight for the blue-clad XHockey Products team. We get another look at it. Good chance on one end, taken away by Mustard. A partial break turns to a full-on breakaway. And a good shot right through the 7-hole there from Leodud will make this a 2-1 contest. XHP looking for their 3rd goal in a row here, trying to drive around. That one just goes off of the iron. Of course, Brodeur playing here tonight with Jason Kai not in the lineup. Here's Romeo Terrain that will skate across here. Terrain sees that taken away. Back in the other direction it goes, and XHP looking to add on to their lead. Mustard alone right in front. Brodeur with a beautiful sliding save. Gets across to make another one. Brodeur with a good sliding save to keep his team trailing by 1. Manetian trying to skate through the entire defense. Looked to go short side. That was patted aside by Brodeur. And taking it back in the other direction will be Matthew Desiderio. Desiderio trying to skate across. Trying to get through the entire defense, but lost the puck in transition. Now another partial breakaway opportunity. This one had a couple of chances, just go wide of the cage. Back and forth, we continue to rumble. This is Solove along the far side. Puts it up and just missed going bar down into the cage. It hit the bar, that was for sure, but it didn't go in the back of the 4x6. Back and forth we continue to go as Gorski had his chance just go a little bit left of the 4x6. Manetian will reset, try to get it up here to Alex Rauter, the captain and the commissioner. Another short side chance, ticked away there by Brodeur. This one goes over into the far side of the zone. Router all alone at the Ovechkin office, puts it right on the tape of Gorski. Gorski sees that poked away by Terrain. And not able to keep that in was XHockey Products. Here comes Nestorenko on it once again. Nestorenko to Brown, back across, and a good stone wall save there from McDonough on the tic-tac-toe. We continue to rumble back and forth and trying to grab that along the dasher was Solove. Solove back on it along with Brown, trying to fight off Manetian over in front of the Hyundai logo in the left corner. Whelan joining the fray, and he'll pop it out. This is up to Manetian, up to Whelan. He's got some wheels down the far side. Breakaway chance and a breakaway goal. Alex Whelan with the absolute speed down the far side. It's 3-1. We got another look at that right here and right now. It all started with that scrum over on the left-hand side of the ice. And Whelan up along the far side. We've seen that he has got wheels. We've seen it all season long. And he makes it a 3-1 contest. And now 43 Oak in the opening half of this period, starting to get a little bit stressed about keeping their perfect season alive. This is the third season for both of these teams here in the Jersey Pro League Pro Division. XHockey Products winning the 2023 championship, and 43 Oak the past two seasons has struggled a little bit. But this year, starting out the season 3-0, a la Team Chima Ironbound from last year, as Desiderio trying to get it over to Desiderio. Nick was trying to get it back over to Matthew, but they were turned aside. And this goes back in the other direction. Here's Sordillo right down the near side. Look to go for a high riser. Just goes over the crossbar. Zacco on it again. That's blocked in front. Zacco will collect his own rebound. Trying to stick it away there from Kuksky. Gets it up to Desiderio. And he just whips it across. Cenk Ula now on it for the Pete. Gets it back up to Nick Desiderio. Rather, that's Matthew Desiderio. One of the skaters fell down. I believe that was Gleb Vermiev, who fell a little bit down there. He's wearing the number 4 for XHockey Products, for the product of the Bridgeport Islanders. Matthew Desiderio has it pickpocketed. Here's Kuksty right on it. Looking to get it was Brodeur, and he was able to make 2 really good saves. Brodeur on it again. This time it goes in, and Kuksky was able to get it down on the right-hand side of Brodeur to make it a 4-1 contest. Getting another look at this play. It all started with that defensive zone turnover, and Brodeur had a couple of really good saves, but Carlos Kuksty is able to just pop it in right at the top of the slot. And it is a 4-1 contest here in favor of XHockey Products. And now the bench starting to fill in a little bit more here, with Sean Grevy joining the fray, coming a little bit late for the captain of this 43 Oak program. Nestorenko sending it across for Grevy. Grevy trying to feed Matt Brown for a tap-in goal to get back in the contest. Nestorenko back on it. Sending it across. That was turned over in the low slot. And here comes XHP the other direction. They've got a lot of numbers, but a good poke check there from Brown. Gets it back up to Kuksky. One-time chance from the high slot. Saved and covered by Brodeur. That was Ryan Sordillo with a howitzer right from the top of the circle. And Brodeur will keep this a 3-goal deficit. Face-off control by XHP. It's less at the top of the zone. Looking for options. Gets it across to Mustard. Mustard trying to feed it right back over to Gorski, and he was denied for a brief moment. Gorski trying to find Mustard. And Brodeur all over that puck like he's butter on a biscuit. He'll make a cover-up. Our TD, Colton Reynolds, is laughing because in hockey you call the puck the biscuit. Makes sense. Okay. XHP controls the draw. Mustard trying to get after it, but this is wheeled out by Matt Brown. Brown sees that taken away there by Mustard, and Mustard will get on his horse. Mustard along the near side. Mustard trying to get in on. This is taken away here by Brown, turning it over once again. Trying to send it home was Mulgrave. He was denied, and 43 Oak will finally get it out of their own end. Nestorenko sends it across to Sean Grevy. Grevy found nobody home in black, but found a couple of jerseys home in blue, and XHP will take it back in the other direction. Dropping it back there for Mulgrave. Mulgrave is pickpocketed. Rather, that was Hudson Gorski that had that taken away. Trying to find that down was Matthew Desiderio and feeds it up on the other side for the 5 of Justin Solove. Solove trying to drive the zone, trying to end this bleeding here. Nobody was able to get a good handle on it over at the far side, and Solove's got it again. Solove tried to get it back over to Thomas Zoko, and Zoko will indeed have possession. Gets it back to Solove. After the point there for Ula. Ula sends it across. Look at it again. It was Zoko. He scores. That was some good tic-tac-toe play there from 43 Oak, and they're back within 2. And in that 4-goal run here for XHockey Products. We get another look at it. Ula had it, send it back over to Solove, and Zoko with a beautiful wrister right from the left circle. Will get his team back in the contest, and 6 goals already in the opening period, and we still got 4 minutes to play. This one's gloved down by Brodeur off of a near side chance there from Brendan Less, and we'll have a stoppage with 3:44 to go in period number 1. A 4-goal run for XHockey Products has given them a 4-2 lead. So far, the goal scoring has been bookended here by 43 Oak with a goal to open the game and a goal to make it a 4-2 contest. This is Solove, who will take it back over in his own end. Tries to get it up there for Nathan Beanstalk, who goes in a little short side. Desiderio sends this one up, trying to find Zoko on it once again. Couple of bodies colliding there right at the RWJ Barnabas Health logo. This is back over on the far side for Solove. Zoko trying to race after it. There for the Sioux Fall. USHL skater Sky Silverstein trying to take that one in the other direction, but this is XHockey Products. Will take it back and looks to get back up to a 3-goal lead. They've got some good time and space. Wheeling poking at it, and that one just goes off the crossbar and ends up all the way on XHP's side of the ice. Wholesale line change in the defensive zone for 43 Oak. Right at the doorstep was one of their skaters, and they just couldn't pocket it home. Nestorenko on it again. He's got some speed. Dropping it back there for a teammate. That was Terrain, I believe. Back up for Matthew Desiderio. Rather, that's Nick Desiderio. Bodies colliding all over the place. This is JJ Picanic who's got it. Gets it back up for Vermiev. Vermiev trying to get it all the way up to Menedian, who falls down to both knees. And this finds Nick Desiderio. Gets it up to Nikita Nestorenko. Nestorenko trying to go between John Mustard's legs, and he was denied. And Picanic will take this back in his own end. Under 2 to go in period number 1. A fairly high-scoring affair for the opening 15 minutes of play so far. Menedian trying to add on to that. Looking to drop it back there for Gleb Vermiev. And Vermiev was tied up by Nick Desiderio. Brodeur thought about playing it, but this will come out to Sam Hall. Hall across for Desiderio. Desiderio drops it back for Sean Grevy, a high riser a little bit too high. Terrain is not able to handle that puck as it skitters all the way into Brodeur's trapezoid. And Hall will reset from his own end of the ice. Here's Terrain on it, dropping it back for Grevy. A laser from the top of the zone. Just goes wide. 43 Oak looking for a little bit of mojo to get back in the contest. 1 minute to go in period number 1. Sick moves there from Sam Esposito. That's sticked away by Brodeur. XHP keeps it in the zone. Here's Mustard on it. Didn't have enough mustard on the shot, however, and this will be Brown taking it up the other direction. Matt Brown with time and space, short side. Rebound goes in, they score! Tomazoko, his second in a row, and he brings the deficit down to 1. That all started with Matt Brown with a laser of a skating path. Take another look at it. You see the speed from Matt Brown. I'm surprised that the Flyers haven't called him up from Lehigh Valley yet. And Zoko able to clean up the rebound that Brown had produced to make it a 3-4 contest. And this is year 3 that we've seen Matt Brown here in the Jersey Pro League. He's been a long-time stalwart of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. As Zoko was looking for a hat trick, drops it back over, and Desiderio nearly gave him a natty hattie to tie the game. Instead, this is Esposito tied up there and trying to get a shot off was Esposito, no dice. 3 seconds to go in period number 1. One final chance will come up just a little bit short. Brown not able to put a shot off, and that will do it. 7 goals in period number 1, 4 for XHockey Products, 3 of them for 43 Oak. We'll pause for 30 seconds for our first intermission. You're watching the Jersey Pro League on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We're back for period number 2 in game number 1 of tonight's action of the Jersey Pro League Pro Division, live here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting as XHockey Products wins the draw. My name is Trey Wright, live from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. XHP, who leads the contest 4-3, will ice the vulcanized rubber. And this will be an opportunity for 43 Oak to try and get back into the contest trailing by a goal. Taking a look at some of the goal scoring here. For both of these teams, JJ Picnic, instead of got the goal scoring started as Kuksky goes a little bit wide. Do know that 43 Oak opened the scoring. As Picnic will take it back in the other direction. The official scoring, as Brodeur will cover up that, the official scoring will be Picnic Grevy to make it 1-1. Hudson Gorski made it 2-1 off the stick of Sam Esposito, and Alex Whalen doubled the lead to make it 3-1. And then Carlos Kuksky will make it a 4-1 contest, although they awarded that to Ryan Schelling, who is slated as wearing 22 online. Greg Leotard did, in fact, get an assist on that. I believe Leotard actually got that second or first goal. That was credited to Picnic. Justin Sullivan was credited with the second goal for 43 Oak, but that one was going to the 21 of Thomas Zacco. And Matt Brown got the goal for the third goal, but that was also Zacco as well. So Zacco has got 2 tallies. Not officially yet, but he is 1 goal away from a natural hat trick. That has been your goal scoring update here so far today. 13:42 to go in period number 2. And XHP looking to drive the zone. Picnic tied up there for just a brief moment with Beanstalk. Picnic trying to get a couple of shots off while tied up. Gets it back over to Whalen. That saucer pass was towards nobody. Minetti trying to drive the zone, but he'll go the other direction. Turns it over in the offensive zone. Back the other direction. This is Desiderio along the far side. Gets it back all the way over to Ula there. And the net was off as McDonough was trying to cover up on it. And we'll get a stoppage with just under 2 minutes gone in the second frame. Glad to see everybody joining us here for yet another night of Jersey Pro League action here from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. The regular season coming to a close. Trying to remember if it's next week or the week after that. But then there will be quite a long break between the regular season and the playoffs, with players going on holiday in that time. Playoffs will kick off in the first weekend of August here on Breakout Sports Broadcast, and the seeding will come into play here and will be announced over the course of the next week. I believe the XHP bench was calling for a slashing call there against 43 Oak, but none will be called. Mustard trying to drive in, taken here by Gorski. Gorski looking for another official tally, but this is Nestorenko who tried to get it back on the other side. Les will drop back. Nestorenko has to wait for Desiderio to tag up after falling down. And this will go towards nobody home in black, and icing will be called a little bit late there by the linesperson. But nonetheless, this will be an offensive zone draw for XHockey Products, who leads 4-3. So August 5th will be the opener for the playoffs, at least for the Pro Division. I believe for the Club Division it may be either the next day or... No, it is indeed the 4th. We will be having 4 games for the Club Division on August 4th, so that's when playoffs will officially begin, and then August 5th is when Pro Division playoffs will begin here. A lot to look forward to down the road. We got to get through June 1st and July as well. 43 Oak looking to keep their perfect season alive. They've beaten all 3 teams once already, and a game-tying goal to make it 4-4. I believe that may have been Matt Brown right at the left-hand side. We get another look at it. That one went all the way up, nearly off of the stanchion. Terrain kept it in. This one just skitters all the way down, and it is indeed Brown right at the left-hand side. That ties this game up at 4, and what a play there from the Lehigh Valley Phantom. So it's a brand new hockey game. Tied up at 4, we're right back to where we started, as Maxine Nightingale said in the movie Slapshot. And looking to retake the lead there, but fanning on a one-time pass was Sordillo. Still with it is Minetti, and sends it across. That one skitters over the crossbar. Terrain just trying to flip it back out. This is Brown that's got it. Brown gets it back over to Terrain, who is hounded there by the 17 of Esposito. Trying to wheel this one back there with Solove, but this is taken into XHockey Products end of the ice. Driven down there by Ryan Schelling and taken back in the other direction. This is Brown, spins away from a couple of skaters. Brown looking for it, short side there. McDonough made the save, it pops out loose, and XHP will clear. Sordillo rocketing down the near side. Here he is, getting it across on Brodeur, and a nifty glove save there from Jeremy Brodeur. I'd say goaltending certainly runs in the blood for the offspring of Martin Brodeur. He's played a solid game so far this evening. right now 12 for 16. Here for the goal-saving category. This is Schelling that tries to send it across. That was blocked in front by Beanstalk. Beanstalk sends it up. This is the 5 of Solove. Solove try to get it back over. Tied up was Grevy. Gets it back up to Beanstalk, who takes it to the point. Beanstalk up to Grevy. He's taken away there by Schelling. Schelling can't keep it in. This is taken back the other direction. Here's XHP. Whelan try to get it back over to Vermiev. And now it's a 2-on-0 the other direction. Looking to get it was Solove. Sends it across to Silverstein. Silverstein on it. They score! I don't know if that may have been an own goal based on the reaction of J.J. Picanic. We'll get another look at it. Starts all the way on the other side. Zucco will pitch it out. It was a 2-on-0. A really good back check there from Whelan. Silverstein on it and finally got on the other chance. And yeah, it was Silverstein all the way. Picanic just got tied up with a teammate and nearly took down the referee. But now 4 straight goals from 43 Oak have given them the lead right back here. And it has just been, like we said, it's been a goal-scoring derby so far as Brodeur sticks that aside. Rebound comes just in the blue paint. That one stays out. Desiderio up the ice trying to get it all the way up here for Silverstein. Pitches it in. Solove was trying to dig after it. That one just falls out. Zucco colliding with Vermiev. Vermiev trying to get it out of there. Desiderio tracks back for this one. Trying to set it up there. Taken here by Zucco. Zucco with 2 goals already tonight with him some sick mitts. Puts one on. McDonough got across to save the rebound. Back and forth we continue to go. Taken away here by Silverstein. This is up to Desiderio. Nick Desiderio trying to go on. That's waffle boarded away. McDonough will grab the rebound. That was just coming into his wheelhouse, and he'll cover up. Talk about some really good back and forth hockey between these two teams. 43 Oak leads here 5-4. Thanks to 4 straight goals by the number 1 team in the Jersey Pro League, and there is a big reason why they're the number 1 team. Nestorenko could not keep that one in. This is Mustard along the near side. Mustard blocked there by Hall. Taken back here by XHP. Sordillo back up to Mustard. Mustard waits for options. Gets it back to Sordillo. Fanned on the shot. Fanned on the pass, rather. And wheeled out of here by Hall. Hall up to Nestorenko, who waits for options. Drops it back for Hall. Hall trying to go one. Put one on net. That one just goes over the corner of the crossbar. Mustard on it again. He waits for options. Puts one on to Brodeur. Brodeur will stick that away. Up to Desiderio. That one sticked down there, but trying to drive after it was Hall. Taken back here by Mustard. He waits for options, trying to drive around Hall, but Desiderio will now clear it. Nick Desiderio waiting for options. Driving it back over to Hall. He's tied up right in the corner. Back to Romeo Terrain. Terrain all across there. All alone with Matt Brown. Off to Nestorenko, and he just missed wide. Nestorenko missing by about 2 inches off a wide open cage by McDonough. He's got the vulcanized rubber on it once again. Now he lost it. Good poke check there from Romeo Terrain. Causes Esposito to track back for a brief moment. This is Kuksky, who runs into Sordillo for a brief moment. Taken back here by Mustard, who will fling it up. Brodeur sees that action right in the blue paint, and he will cover up for a stoppage. Just past the midway point in period number 2, we can officially cue the John Bon Jovi in this one. Whelan wasn't able to grab the draw. This is taken here by Oak. Matt Brown trying to drive to the entire defense. Here he is on McDonough. He got all around 5 skaters, besides the goaltender, couldn't get around the sixth. Telling you, Philadelphia would love to have him on a line potentially with Trevor Zegras. And trying to remember Michkov. Trying to have those guys on a line. Matvey Michkov and Trevor Zegras. Would love to have Matt Brown on a line with the speed that he's got. Breakaway chance here. Here's Manetian, ties the game. Aaron Manetian sent Bordeaux's jockstrap right into the rafters, and it's a 5-5 contest. Getting another look at that one, and that's the time and speed that we've been used to for the Boston College product. Breakaway chance, and just goes glove side on Brodeur. And once again, we got a tie hockey game. Off for the draw, Beanstalk will take it. Trying to drive in, trying to put it right on the tape of Solovey. Still it's kept in. Beanstalk trying to backhand it between the pads of McDonough. Taking it back in the other direction. This is Vermiev, who has his stick lifted. Taken back here. Trying to get it across was Schelling. He was denied. Picnic racing after this one. 5:32 to go in period number 2. Whelan all the way over. Still it is loose. Brodeur with a couple of really good saves there on Whelan. Beanstalk across the near side. He's trying to hold up. Gets it back over to Zoko. Zoko, 2 goals already this evening. Gives himself a little bit of space. That one redirected off of Vermiev's leg. All alone was Vermiev, and he'll have a little bit of time and space. Here's Vermiev on a Brodeur. Really good toe drag move. He had a beautiful release for a goal. Gleb Vermiev with an absolute dart. There's a good reason why hockey players never skip wrist workouts. You saw it right there. All the way from the defensive zone, all alone was Vermiev. And what a toe drag there to get past 2. 43 Oak skaters to give XHP the lead once again. Now a 2-on-0 this time. Here's Zoko across for Solovey. Holy Christmas, how did he make that save? Connor McDonough stopping a 2-on-0, and I thought that was going to be a surefire goal there. We get another look at that one. That was Terrain who pitched it out, a 2-on-0. Zoko trying to get it over to Solovey in 2 point-blank chances denied by Connor McDonough. It'll keep XHockey Products leading by 1. I thought for sure that was going to be the equalizer. That one just goes over Bordeaux's shoulder but stays over the crossbar. Mustard collects it. Trying to find it there was Kuksky, and that was taken there in the corner. Kuksky will take it in the corner, right in front of the Hyundai logo. Loads it up for Mustard. A little bit too much Mustard on the shot, and that's a high riser that goes over the crossbar. Trying to get after that there was Hall. Puts it up to Solovey. 2-on-1 the other way. Solovey sends it across. Looking to go the tic-tac-toe route was Hall, denied by McDonough. Under 4 to go in period number 2. Zoko will send that one up into the glass and into the netting and out of play. Really good chances from both teams here in the late stages of this second period. Still, we got to buckle up and batten down the hatches for what is certainly going to be an exciting third period of play here in the next 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Brown and Sordillo off the draw. Sordillo will win it. Taken over in the corner was Whelan. Whelan sticking it up, a 3-on-2 for XHP. Manetian sends it across, and fanning on that shot there was Sordillo. Miami, that was Sam Esposito wearing 17. Menedian. Back across all the way over. This is up to Schelling, up to Menedian, back over to Schelling. Schelling wheeling around. Schelling in the low slot. That's poked away. Here's Nestorenko. He's got some speed. Nestorenko on a breakaway chance. He scores! Nikita Nestorenko with a beauty of a goal there, and he ties it at 6. Getting another look at that one. We thought that was going to be a really good chance there from XHP, but Nestorenko with a house call right down Broadway. And a beauty of a backhander. Puts the San Diego goal and the Anaheim duck floater up on the board here. It's 6-6, and that one skitters out of play. Again, it's interesting to see the pedigree here of this pro division for the Jersey Pro League. Of course, we've talked on end about Jeremy Brodeur, but Nikita Nestorenko, he's bounced around the AHL and the NHL a little bit here. We've got a lot of talent, both in the NHL and the AHL here, and a lot of junior hockey talent as well. We mentioned guys like Matt Brown, the speed that he's been able to utilize for the Phantoms has been really good as that one goes off of Sam Esposito's stick. The Danbury hat-trick skater trying to retake the lead here for XHockey Products, but this Nestorenko on it again. Trying to drive it up to the 37 of Brown. Funny we should talk about those two because they were nearly connected for another chance. Beanstalk trying to drive it around, taken here by XHP. They're going to wait for options. Picnic is in the low slot and not able to get it off was Gorski. Picnic is on it, trying to get it all the way up for Leotard. Leotard and Nestorenko, rather, that was Desiderio nearly colliding. This is Picnic on it again. Puts it right on the tape there of Leotard. Leotard trying to scramble after it. Brodeur had it covered for a brief moment. He didn't have a cover, rather. But this will go down as a whistle for a hand pass. $1:49 to go in the second frame. Stick around for what is going to be an exciting third period of hockey. And after period number 3, we'll get game number 2 of the evening between the Team Goose Foundation and Topline Hockey. Team Goose looking for their first win as an organization here in the Jersey Pro League. They're 0-3 coming into tonight. Topline, third in the league with a record of 1-2. They're looking to get back to 500. It's the battle of the top 2 teams here in game number 1. It's the battle of the bottom 2 here in game number 2 later on. And we very well could see these 2 teams match up here right now into the championship game later on here in a couple of months. But a lot can change. Beanstalk on an odd man rush up to Desiderio. Back over to Beanstalk, and he was tied up by McDonough. McDonough with a good stick right in the lane to disrupt Nathan Beanstalk. Picnic has that taken away by Matt Brown. Brown trying to get it away from Picnic. And that one will skirt back in the other direction. Kuksky trying to drive it across. Picnic is back on it. He waits for options. This one floats up into the air. Brown had it, lost it. Fighting forward in the corner is Matthew Desiderio. Gets it up to Nick Desiderio. The Desiderio brothers trying to draw this game open. Desiderio sends it across for Brown. Brown loads it up for Grevy. He's denied low side. Stretch pass the other way. This is Vermiev, who waits for options. It's Kuksky right behind him. He is tied up, taken here by Hall. Hall banks this off of the dasher board. Grevy and Mustard colliding. Grevy will get it back here for Solovey. Solovey takes aim, wires one up into the netting with 23 to go in the second frame. It's really good back and forth play here for all of these guys. Thomas Zoko wins the draw, gets it up to Sam Hall. Hall waiting for options. 15 seconds to go here in period 2. Hall couldn't keep that one in. Mustard will send it across. Here's a breakaway chance for Whelan. Whelan on a 2-on. Oh, puts one on. Stopped there by Brodeur. 3 seconds to go in period 2. Time will wind down. And with 15 minutes to go, it is once again a brand new hockey game. We're tied at 6 goals apiece going into the third here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Stick around, third period coming up. And we are back here for the start of period number 3, tied at 6 goals apiece here in game number 1 of tonight's Jersey Pro League Pro Division action here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. My name is Trey Wright. 6 goals for 43 Oaks, 6 goals for XHockey Products. We're underway in the third. This is Mustard that'll take it across to the far side. That one patted aside by Jeremy Brodeur. Menedian trying to find it all the way up there to the blank jersey of John Mustard. Up for Picnic. Picnic sends it across to Sordillo. That was blocked in front. Trying to drive it out of there was Terrain. Terrain sends it up to Sky Silverstein. Silverstein drives it around Mustard, puts it right on the tape of Solove. Solove has that taken away by Kuksky. Carlos Kuksky starting from his own end, puts it right on the tape of John Mustard, trying to fake out Thomas Zoko, but Zoko will take it away. Back up to Solove, back out to Zoko. Zoko pitching it in, and Connor McDonough will cover up here with 54 seconds gone here in the third period. Glad you could join us as we get you a scoring update from all of this second period of play. 2 goals for either side as Matt Brown and Sky Silverstein scored to make it 4-4 tie and a 5-4 lead for 43 Oak, and then Aaron Menedian and Greg Leotard scored to make it a 6-5 contest. They haven't put the 6th goal up on the board yet for 43 Oak. We'll have to see what they do in that department, but nonetheless, they have indeed put that 6th goal up. It was Nestorenko who scored, but it was credited to Alex Leferrier, who is not here. We get another stoppage and another offensive zone draw for XHockey Products, who was looking to go up to 3-1 here in the 2025 season. Their lone loss coming to 43 Oak on opening night. Trying to dig after it there was Brown and Sordillo, and finally Romeo Terrain will win the draw. Les will take it back here. Trying to drive it all the way over. Nestorenko will take it out of his own end. Gets it up to Matt Brown. Brown trying to get it away from Terrain, but taken here once more by XHockey Products. This is Esposito. Will send it up. Brodeur will stick it away. Desiderio up to Terrain. Terrain seam pass knocked down for a brief moment, but Brown is able to receive it. Brown over to Nestorenko. Nestorenko flitters one up over the netting. Here's Romeo Terrain, a lot of wide open space over to Nestorenko. This goes up into the gear of McDonough, and he'll make the stoppage. Time continuing to wind down here In this contest, it is a 6-6 game. And it has been a really good one so far for both of these teams. Winner of this game, well, if XHP is able to win this game, they will tie themselves for first place in the Pro Division with a record of 3-1. But a loss will bring them down to 500 with a record of 2-2. Both those losses coming to 43-0 because this one goes way out of the end. Terrain trying to get on his horse to take that a 1 from Vermiev. Brown backhands it across. This is Nick Desiderio on it. Desiderio drops it back for Nestorenko. Nestorenko up to Brown. Brown trying to get it past John Mustard. Matt Brown will stick it back up here to Nick Desiderio. Desiderio's shot goes over in the corner. Nestorenko will find Matthew Desiderio. Desiderio up to his brother of Nick Desiderio. Back up here for Nestorenko. Nestorenko trying to fight off a couple of twigs right in his wheelhouse. Spins away from a couple, looking for options, finds Brown. Brown trying to fight after it over in the near side. This will finally squirt out in the possession of XHP. This is Kuksky who will skate it across, trying to go on the other side, and that was steered away by Jeremy Brodeur to keep this game tied at 6. Oh, Vermiev was looking for his second. He fanned on that chance. He might get another one here. Vermiev has that taken away from Nathan Beanstalk, and it gets it up to Nikita Nestorenko. Nestorenko with 1 goal already tonight. Looking for another one. He starts from his own end. Puts it onto the tape of Beanstalk, and that's taken away. Here's John Mustard, a 2-on-0 chance. Mustard onto Brodeur, and he's stonewalled there by Brodeur. Beanstalk on it again. This time trying to dry it up to Hall. Hall trying to find options, sending it across for Sean Grevy. Grevy's pass is intercepted, taken away by Mustard, and now Mustard is taken away there by Beanstalk. Here's Zoko on it. Zoko sends it across. Silverstein was tied up. He fanned on the one-timer. Picnic back in the other direction now with it. 3-on-2 for XHockey Products. Picnic lays it up. Looking to go on there was Brodeur, and he patted that shot away from Mustard. Silverstein now screams up the near side. The far side, rather. Got it up to Zoko. Zoko spinning around trying to find the loose change, and he'll get it. He'll turn it over to J.J. Picnic. The Belfast Giant trying to take it away there by the 21 of Zoko. And this is taken the other direction by Gorski. Gorski sending it across, and Brodeur not able to get it on the doorstep, and XHockey Products scores. A lot of chaos right in front of the cage there, and XHP will drive home the go-ahead goal. We'll get another look at it. It all started with Gorski getting around Hall there, I believe. And I believe that was Gorski that ended up putting it in. We'll get word on the official scoring of it, but I think it's safe to say that Gorski was able to score. That was either Gorski or Alex Whelan, as Whelan looking to wheel and deal. Backhand that one over the crossbar. Grevy all the way along the far side. And he's taken away there by Brendan Less, and Less was nearly pickpocketed in his own end. This one goes right over Sam Wissemer's camera, right at the center ice logo. That was deflected away by a lone skater. I believe that may have been Brendan Less who deflected that one into Sam's office. She looks all right down there, so we're good up here. 9:30 to go here in the third period. Getting another spare puck from the scorekeepers. We're back underway. This is won here by XHP. Hudson Gorski trying to race after this one, but it's taken here by Solove, who takes it down the near side. Solove driving around the cage, waits for options, gets it back to Terrain. It was nearly tripped up. Terrain is on it, trying to get it back over to Nick Desiderio. And Desiderio trying to race after it, but it's taken here by Whelan. Whelan wheels it up to Esposito. Some really good stick moves from there from Esposito. Gives himself a little bit of space. He's got Nick Desiderio all behind him. Gets it back up to Menedian. Menedian looking to wire it up. That one just goes off of the stick of Solove, and it trickles into the wheelhouse of Brodeur. Will he'll cover for a stoppage. XHockey Products leads 7-6. That one will actually be credited to Alex Rauter. As here's Nestorenko on in the other direction, tied up. Rebound comes right over. McDonough made the stoppage. He makes another one short side. Vermiev across on it. Loads it up for Mustard, and he sees that tied up. Mustard try to get over from Wayland. Desiderio lost an edge. It's a foot race for it, and Terrain will get it away there from Mustard for a brief moment. Mustard will collect in his own end of the ice. Mustard through two defensemen. He's got three more to go. Ricochets one off of the stanchion. XHP is not able to keep this one in their own end. A 2-on-1 broken up there by Vermiev. Nestorenko trying to fight for this all the way over in the corner. Vermiev didn't know where it was for a brief moment, but now it's taken back here by XHP. Menedian sent it across. Here's Mustard right in front of the NHL app logo. Try to send it through the blue paint. Sending it back across their traffic was Sordillo. 7:30 to go, exactly at the midway point in period 3. Here's Desiderio, Matthew Desiderio trying to get it through. Puts one over the crossbar where it finds Matt Brown. Brown with it. He's got possession, trying to get it to Matthew Desiderio right in front. McDonough, two beautiful saves there from McDonough. Connor McDonough absolutely robbing some top-tier talent here in the Jersey Pro League. He gets another save off of J.J. Picanic. And my goodness, really good point-blank saves there. I believe that initial save was his best of the evening so far. Brown on another charge, tries to go short side there. McDonough had it. Oh my goodness, Zoko just hit all three posts on that shot, I believe. Somehow it stayed out. 43 Oak beginning to buzz here. This is Beanstalk. See that turned over. Picanic all alone on a breakaway, but a good back check there from Matthew Desiderio will break up that mano-a-mano chance. Still on it was Picanic. Try to get it up to Sordillo. A little too hot to handle on that saucer pass. XHP still within the corner. Sordillo was waiting for options. Taken out of here by Matt Brown. Brown has had a really good contest so far tonight. His team, however, trailing by a goal, trying to keep this undefeated season alive. Brown driving over. That was stick down there by Sky Silverstein, but stays out. Here's Whelan wheeling and dealing. Here's Whelan through the entire defense, but just couldn't keep the puck on the tape. Whelan waits for options. This one goes over the possession of the 6 of Gorski. Taken back here by XHP. This is Kuxty who will lay it off. Whelan on it again. He waits for options, puts one between Brodeur's pads, but stays out. Brodeur on it again, and this time he'll make another save for a stoppage with 5:24 to go in period 3. And 43 Oak has had a lot of really good chances, but that chance there from Thomas Zoko, he might be one to have that one back. Face-off controlled by XHockey Products, and this one immediately goes right back in the glove of Brodeur. So we'll wash, rinse, repeat on the offensive zone draw here for XHockey Products. 43 Oak will win the draw on their own end, trying to get this one out as Solove. Solove dropping it back there for Sam Hall. Hall tried to get it back over to Solove. Was wide open but couldn't get a shot off. Solove towards nobody home in black in the corner. This finds Mustard, but he'll try to drive it up. Intercepted here by Solove. Now a 3-on-1 for XHockey Products. Whalen trying to drive after it. Manetian, rather that's Kuksky, can't get a shot onto Brodeur. Now a 3-on-2 developing here for 43 Oak. This is Hall waiting for options. Hall trying to get it back up here. Gets this to Solove. Solove to Nick Desiderio. Desiderio and Mustard both trying to fight for the loose change. Taken here by Vermiev. Vermiev trying to skate past Hall, and here's Vermiev with a shot. He scores! Gleb Vermiev with a bottle rocket. And the Bridgeport Islander will double up the lead. He'll make it 8-6. Get another look at that play from Vermiev. And he's got a lot of speed. Blew past Hall and blew the bottle right off of its point to double up the lead here for XHP. And if you're Alex Rado's program, you're looking really good right now as Vermiev will fall to the ice. That'll open up some time and space for Zoko to make it a 2-on-1. Zoko looking to play the dance, but taken away here by Mustard. And Vermiev is on it. Mustard lost it. Back over to Zoko. He's up to Nestorenko. Nestorenko trying to spin it across. Poked there by Zoko. Brown was trying to corral it. Brown still on it for a brief moment. Now he lost it. Taken here by Manetian. And Brown with an offensive zone turnover, defensive zone turnover from XHP, I should say. Wasn't able to just get possession. 3:22 to go here in the third period. Gorski will send it down the near side. Sending it up, looking for some tic-tac-toe plays there. They score! I believe it was Gorski on it again that time. And it's a 6-9 contest here with 3:11 to go. I believe that may have been John Mustard who scored on that one from the near side. We'll get another look at it. No, I believe that was indeed Hudson Gorski for his second goal of the evening. And now 43 Oak in a load of trouble. They're going to need a goal a minute if they want to send this baby into overtime. Keep their perfect season alive. Whalen with a breakaway chance. And he was way offside is going to be the call here from the linesperson. And that was a Herculean effort there from Connor McDonough. Able to stick that one all up through the air, lifted it over the head of everybody except of Alex Whelan, but just a little too much on that play. Whelan was deemed offside. And we got a defensive zone draw. Picnic not able to win it. Terrain trying to do his darndest to keep it in his own end. Brown will take it. 43 Oak is onside. Brown with a near side. A ripper goes wide of the cage. Terrain on the other side. He's not able to grab it. Zoko with players right behind him. Here's Whalen looking for a hat trick. He just sends it over the crossbar. Zoko pitches it all the way high into the air. Nestorenko trying to race after it. He'll win it. McDonough trying to get after it. He makes the save. Connor McDonough with an absolutely golden game so far here for the XHP E-Bug, if you will. He's allowed 6 goals tonight, but he has been spot on so far. Matt Brown trying to put one over the crossbar, and it nearly went up into the netting, but will remain playing. Brown on it again, loads it up. This is taken here by Beanstalk, who lifts one over the bar. Hall keeps it in, backhands it over to Brown. Brown takes aim, goes over the crossbar once again. Beanstalk to Nestorenko, try to get it back over to Beanstalk, but taken here by Hall. Hall right between, they score! Door didn't close in time there as a good shot there from Hall will snooker its way into the back of the goal mouth, and 43 Oak has life. 99 seconds to go here in the third period, and Hall was just able to find the door as it was closing. Looked like a spot that Jack Hughes would like to put the vulcanized rubber in there. And McDonough not able to close the blocker off in time, but 43 Oak has life. Into the bench goes Brodeur. Manetian with the net empty, waits for options. This one a little too out in front for Alex Rauter. Trying to wheel it up here was Mustard. Taken away here by Brown with the extra skater on. 2-on-2 the other way. Brown fighting forward along the far boards. Along the half wall they go. Manetian in that battle as well. Here's Vermiev with 2 goals already. Backhands it all the way over to Mustard. Mustard back over. Alex Rauter with the net empty. And Vermiev not able to get it over. Sky Silverstein with it. Under a minute to go in period number 3. 43 Oak needs 2 goals to tie. Here's Matt Brown looking for one. That one just goes over the crossbar. Still on it is Oak. They need 2 tallies to tie the game up at 9. They trail by 2. This one flitters all the way out of play. Time winding down now. 30 seconds to go here. XHockey Products looking to tie 43 Oak as the number 1 team in the Pro Division. Oak still with a little bit of life, but they need a goal right here and right now. Rauter with the net empty, skating it across. He's got Hall right behind him. Rauter with the net empty. He will score, and that'll be it. 10-7 is your final as the clock will run down, and the 43 Oak Foundation, their perfect season is no more. They fall to XHockey Products 7-10. And XHP up to 3-1 on the season. They and 43 Oak are tied for the season standings here for the Jersey Pro League. Shots 32-31 in favor of XHockey Products. And they're able to get the job done here to win 10-7 in game number 1. Coming up in about 20 minutes time, however, is game number 2 between Team Goose Foundation and Topline Hockey. And we will get you coverage of that here in the next 20 minutes or so. But on behalf of Breakout Sports Broadcasting, my name is Trey Wright. We'll see you all in about 20 minutes right here on BSB. And we're back here for game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader for the Jersey Pro League Pro Division here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. My name is Trey Wright, live from the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. We're getting set to get ready to go here for game number 2 of tonight's action as 43 Oak fell to XHockey Products 10-7 in the earlier game just about 15 minutes ago. We're getting ready to kick off game number 2 with Team Goose Foundation taking on Topline Hockey. Team Goose comes into tonight looking to go get their first win as an organization. They're 0-3 so far here in their first ever season. Topline Hockey has got 1 win so far this season. One of those wins was coming against the Team Goose Foundation last week. Taking a look at some of the top players here for both these teams, beginning with the Team Goose Foundation. They're led by Michael Rubin. We've got some familiar faces here for TGF, guys like Greg Spitznagel, Trip Pendy, Ben Yurchuk, John Campominosi, Chase Pirtle, Michael Rubin, and Gabe Blanchard. Among the familiar faces, along with a couple of new guys here for tonight. Andrew Petrillo and John Jarosky will join here as substitutes. And then on the other side for Topline Hockey, some more familiar faces. Brian Lonergan, Chuck Blanchard, Lucas Zimacek, Jack Robolotti, Tyler DeRochers, Boris Scalos, Ty Aller, Dean Toscos. Among the names that'll be playing here tonight for Topline Hockey that we have seen here in the past. Topline Hockey playing in white uniforms, while Team Goose Foundation playing in all red uniforms. A couple of their skaters wearing all red as well to make up for the color scheme. We're looking a little bit like the Soviet Union CCCP jerseys from the 1980 United States or Winter Olympic Games. Set to be a good one here as we thank you for tuning into tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League. Our final night this week, and was been a very busy, a very active week for week number 4 of the Jersey Pro League. A lot of action, a lot of storylines as that Harbor Freight bucket filled with pucks was slid all the way down the end of the ice, and just everything fell out because that's summer hockey. But we're ready to go here for what is certainly going to be a fantastic second game between the 2 bottom-tier teams here of the Jersey Pro League. These 2 programs new to the JPL Pro Division this season. Topline Hockey and the Team Goose Foundation with their first ever years as teams here at the pro level. Replacing the Lab and Chima Hockey as the 4 teams here in the Jersey Pro League Pro Division. We're set to get underway for game number 2 of night number 4 of week number 4. The puck is dropped and away we go. And it starts off with a win as Gabe Blanchard took that one the other way for Team Goose Foundation. Chase Pirtle will drop it back over to Blanchard. And Blanchard trying to find it all the way over. This is taken here by Team Goose, who's looking to get on the board first. Greg Spitznagel was trying to find somebody in low slot. Nobody was home. Blanchard will take it. Trying to drive it all the way back over with Spitznagel. He had some sick mitts, but taken away here by Topline for a brief moment. This is wheeled out here by the 19 of Michael Posma, and wheeled all the way around, intercepted by Michael Rubin. Ben Yurchuk trying to wheel in deals. Will take it back into his own end right in front of Ryan Kenny, who will be facing off against the 33 of Daniel Moore between the pipes here in game number 2. Yurchuk trying to wheel and deal around a gaggle of white-clad jerseys. Back up to the top of the zone there for Liam McClinsky. McClinsky right in the doorstep. They score! Team Goose Foundation will make it a 1-0 contest, and TGF up early here, 1-0. We get another look at that. It was actually John Campominosi who was able to pocket that one home. He was first in the selling line. Campominosi right from the top of the zone, wheeled past 4 skaters and put it right over the shoulder of Daniel Moore to make it a 1-0 contest here for TGF, and they look to make it a 2-0 contest. Here's the 10. Couldn't tell who that quite was. That was not Cam Pominosi, as Cam Pominosi is now wearing 21. That's deflected out of play. 13:39 to go here in period number 1. Cam Pominosi is on the board. Off of the draw, it's one here by John Drosky. Drosky trying to drive after it. Loads it back up. I believe that is going to be Andrew Petrillo wearing the number 10. We'll check back here in a brief moment, but Drosky trying to drive after it. Actually, no, that is Andrew Petrillo, the Vermont alumnus, coming here for the Jersey Pro League. So once we get a number on the 10, we'll get it up here. Taking it across was Team Goose, and Topline still has not been able to get a shot on net. Finally able to skate across there was the 7 of Connor Lean. Rather, that was Hudson Miller. This one goes into the opposite corner. Trying to whale that one out was the 8 of Lucas Zimacek. Back in the other direction, here comes TGF with it. TGF trying to take it away. That was, however, wheeled out by Skalos. Zimacek trying to drive it out. Rather, that was Hudson Miller. He can't get it. TGF the other direction. Trying to put it right on the stick there. The 11 of Chase Pirtle. Pirtle trying to wheel it over to Ruben, who was denied. Ruben still with it, up to Pirtle. Back over in the corner. This is intercepted here. Trying to get it out was Ian Pierce. And Pierce will turn it over in the defensive zone. Looking for it right in front. We're looking a really good save on the other side. And Daniel Moore got the save on the other end. It'll remain a 1-0 contest. This is Ty Aller playing for the Jersey Hitmen of the NCDC. Familiar face here for some of the broadcasters on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Of course, we also produce the Mercer Chief stuff over on the USPHL and NCDC side of things. This is whipped out of the zone. Trying to bring that the other direction. Here is Gabe Blanchard. Taken the other way here by Topline. That's the 90 of Jack Robolotti, playing for the Bloomington Bison of the Eastern, or the ECHL, the Eastern Collegiate Hockey League. East Coast Hockey League, I should say, there for Jack Robolotti. Robolotti had it, lost it. Here's Ben Yurchuk taking it the other way, and a 3-on-2 for TGF. Yurchuk all by himself on Moore. Moore made the save, got around to cover up the rebound. Daniel Moore keeping his team in the contest, and we got to take another look at it if we've got it. We indeed do. Here is another look at that 3-on-2, excuse me, that turned to a breakaway for Yurchuk. Moore stonewalled the initial chance. Right in front was another skater, and trying to get it on the third attempt was TGF. They couldn't get it. That was Spitznagel on that third attempt. And Daniel Moore was able to make a lot of saves in quick succession. He is 4 for 5 so far in the early stages of this contest. Ryan Kenny is 1 for 1, as it has been all the Team Goose Foundation in the early stages of this game. Jaworski trying to get it in the near corner. This is wheeled out of here by Topline and David Possimo, rather that's Ryan Lahar. Trying to take him back in the other direction here. Tyler Kopf, who was wearing 10 for TGF. We'll get that confirmation up here. We'll turn it over. Mickey Burns in 21. One of the stalwarts of the Jersey Pro League will send it out the other direction. Taken here by Boris Skalos. Skalos trying to line it up for Lahar, and that's blocked away by Kenny. 9:50 to go here in period number 1. And Burns will take it on his own end of the ice. Topline looking to tie this game up. Looking to go all the way up, and that was deflected by the stick of Kenny and up into the netting in the corner and out of play. Believe that was Dean Toscos who sent that one up into the stratosphere. That is the netting here at the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House. And Toscos will indeed take the draw for Topline Hockey, who is trying to tie this game up at 1 goal apiece. Face-off is won by TGF, however. Taking it back in the other direction was Chase Pirtle. Lost it. Skalos trying to put it right on the tape there of the 7 of Hudson Miller. Miller trying to drop back after it, and here he comes. A little bit of a time and space, and he scores! Hudson Miller off of the side iron, bookends it home, and we're tied at 1. So we get another look at that play from Hudson Miller, the West Kenilworth Warrior for the British Columbia Hockey League. Took it up, and he pretty much took it to the house himself. Got it along the near wall. A lot of time and space, loaded the gun, and nifty wrist shot there from Hudson Miller. Typically wears 28. He's wearing 7 tonight. And now here's Pirtle along the far side. One-on-one chance the other way, and that's sticked away there by a top-line skater. Back the other direction with it, however, is Topline. They've got numbers, and they're looking for the lead. Miller on it, trying to send it across. This goes into the corner where TGF will take it. Trip Pendy, another stalwart of the Jersey Pro League, trying to clear it out of his own end. It was eventually cleared out there by Andrew Petrillo. Now in the offensive zone, TGF can't keep it. Now they can. Petrillo fell down to both knees unassisted, but he's able to get back up on the knives. TGF loses possession. Wheeled out of here by Brian Lonergan. Lonergan will lay it off for a white-clad teammate. Some sick moves there from the aid of Zimacek. And Zimacek is able to put it in. They score. Look at Zimacek, I believe. We'll score here, and it's a 2-1 game, 2 straight for Topline. We'll take another look at it. Zimacek on a partial 2-on-1. Goes in along the near side, puts on the brakes, and actually, scratch that. That was actually Ty Aller who scored his first goal of the evening. That'll be going to Mickey Burns, however, since both those skaters are wearing 21. But Ty Aller, like we mentioned, playing for the Jersey Hitmen of the NCDC program. We'll likely see him here in just a couple of months over on the USPHL Plus app. Right down Broad Street, Ryan Kenny is able to stonewall that chance there. And Topline banging on the door like there's no tomorrow. Trying to put it in. Believe wearing 3 for Topline, maybe Tyler DeRocher is playing for Mercyhurst University. We'll get a confirmation on that soon. It's definitely a Sacred Heart bucket and pants combo, and a short side chance. Moore had the initial save. Rebound not collected. Trying to dig at it are a couple of SHU players. Coming back after it, here is Yurchuk. Yurchuk waits for options, sends it back up to Petrillo at the point. Now fighting for it. At the top of the zone was Koff. Nobody was home in red, and Aller just trying to steer it out of harm's way, taking back in the other direction, and they score! Ben Yurchuk, his second of the night, ties the game at 2. Rather makes it a 2-3 game. No, it does tie the game at 2. Could have swore that that was a 3 on the board, but nonetheless. We got another look at it as Ben Yurchuk, his second of the evening, will indeed tie the game. It's 2-2. A little bit of a chip play right in front, like he's poking with the sand wedge. And he's another goal away here from a natty hattie. But nonetheless, it's a 2-2 game, and we're going to hopefully see a close game here between these two adversaries. Burns nearly lost it as he was backtracking into his own end of the ice. Trying to keep that one on was the 9 of David Posma, I believe. This comes all the way up. Trying to rip it home was Hudson Miller again. He's not able to grab it. I believe that might actually be Connor Lean. There might be multiple sevens here on my top line roster chart. Can say for certain that Brian Lonergan will send it across. Loose play in front. Nobody was home. This goes back in the other direction here for top line. Trip Pendy trying to race after it. Pendy across trying to load the gun. Taken back here by top line. A 4-on-1. Burns sends it across. What a save there from Ryan Kenny. It doesn't get better than that. Goodness gracious, a beauty of a waffle board save. And back in the other direction, that chance there goes wide from Blanchard. Back and forth we continue to go. Pirtle nearly made it a 3-2 contest that time. And Skalos just trying to dig it out of there as to the best of his abilities. Taking it all the way up here and deflected away by Ryan Kenny. Another waffle board blocker save. Trip Pendy takes it back in the other direction. Pendy had it and lost it. Taken away here by Dean Toskos. Toskos laying it up for Ian Pierce. That one goes off of the pads of Kenny. As now top line looks starting to make a little bit of noise here. The late stages of period 1. Team Goose is trying to find their legs here. They retied the game, but here's Pierce trying to take the lead back. Gets it back over for Miller, who loses a little bit of a handle on it. This goes back in the other direction, and here it comes up to Jarosky. Jarosky sees that one blockered away by Daniel Moore. And Skalos now fighting for it over in the corner. Skalos sends it across. Kenny with the splits. It stays out. Another fantastic save there from Ryan Kenny. And the Fayetteville marksman doing his job, and back in the other direction. Daniel Moore will finally freeze play. Some really good goaltending in the opening period of this contest. We remain deadlocked at 2. Face-off controlled by TGF. Really good moves there from Yurchuk, and Moore will hold up before that one goes between the wickets. Ben Yurchuk was quarterbacking that play right in the low slot. Good to see the Chicago Steel skater for the U.S. Hockey League showcasing his talents here. Again, like we said, especially for a lot of these younger guys that are still playing in juniors, this is a talent league where you're trying to showcase what you've got. And no better venue to do it here than the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House, attached to the home barn of the New Jersey Devils, the Prudential Center. Greg Spitznagel sends it across, and Moore had it. That one just goes off. Some tic-tac-toe plays there for TGF. They're not able to get it. Now taking it back the other direction, wheeling it out of harm's way was John Campominosi. Back the other way, Yurchuk on it again. Yurchuk tried to put on the brakes there for a brief moment. Has that sticked into the corner. Now trying to get after. There is John Jarosky. Up to Michael Rubin. Rubin tried to get over Jarosky. Intercepted there by Topline. Taking it back in the other direction is TLH. Trying to crash in there was Ty Aller. No avail there. And this will be sent all the way down. Icing will be waved off with a deflection. And TGF trying to give chase here. Wheeled out by Topline, and another non-icing call. Back and forth we continue to rumble. Taking it up there was Kopf. Kopf up for Pirtle. Pirtle trying to dance around Daniel Moore, and he's denied. Now a breakaway chance. Here's Skalos all alone. He's on Ryan Kenny. He scores. A dart there from Boris Skalos gives the lead to Topline. It is indeed 3-2. If I had a nickel for every time I've seen Boris Skalos make that move, I'd be a very rich man. So get another look at it. Skalos with the speed, able to get behind the entire defense. And up, glove side, blocker side over Ryan Kenny to make it a 3-2 lead. And now the other way, they score, and TGF responds right and kind, and they tie the game at 3. Couple of quick goals here, that one coming from Chase Pirtle as we get another look at it. This one was right off of the draw. Kopf was set up, and Pirtle just able to tap it in over at the other side, and it's tied at 3. So right back to where we started from. Maxine Nightingale style, this one's iced. Team Goose Foundation ices this puck. $1:34 to go here in period number 1. Skalos was trying to get on it again for his second in a row. 3-3 is the score. Trying to wheel it out of there was Lahar. This is Skalos on it again. He's trying to wheel it and deal it. That one just trickles through the blue paint. Trying to get it out of here is Lonergan. Lonergan wheeling it across. He's going to wait for options. Tries to set up Ian Pierce. Pierce right to the doorstep. Kenny had it. That one tops over the crossbar. Follow-up chance just goes wide. Ryan Kenny with some spectacular saves here in the opening period of play. Back the other way, Tyler Kopf will rip this one off the equipment of Moore. And that'll go out of play. Goodness gracious, some really good goaltending on both ends of the ice here, but Ryan Kenny has made a lot of things on the highlight reel. With 47 to play, puck is won by TGF. We're tied at 3. Maybe not for long as Burns is able to stick it across. Here's Miller on it again. Miller with 1 goal already, not able to get any lift on the backhander. Back over on it again. Puck is loose. Kenny was not in position, but he was able to stick it out anyway. Under 30 to go here in the period. Lonergan will send it across to Burns. Burns holds up for options. This one goes off the skate of a TG or a top line skater. That was Toscos who had it. Pierce on it. Spinning it away there from the 2 of Petrillo. 10 seconds to go in period number 1. That one skitters right through the blue paint, and Ryan Kenny will like to play it out. He wasted about 6 seconds. And that'll do it. I think everybody for top line expected Kenny to glove it down. But nonetheless, 15 down, 30 to go. We'll pause for a couple moments here as we go into the first intermission here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Entering period number 2, what tied at 3 goals apiece here between Topline Hockey and the Team Goose Foundation. Here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting, Trey Wright on the call. And it has been a good one so far through that first period of play. 3 goals for either side. Mickey Burns, Connor Lean, and Mickey Burns, Ben Yurchuk, Connor Lean, and Chase Pirtle with the goal scorers here in this contest so far. Looking to go between the legs there. Goodness gracious, Greg Spitznagel is trying to go between the legs there for a beautiful goal. Yurchuk sends it over in the far corner. Sending it back up. Trying to backhand it over there was Drosky, and he will be denied. Drosky has had a couple of really good chances here for the Sacred Heart D1 skater. Burns sending it across, gets it across over to Scalos, and he didn't miss by much. Remember those 2 skaters, teammates at Mercyhurst University, as here's Yurchuk on a partial breakaway. What a save there! Daniel Moore, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, Madonna for Daniel Moore. A split save keeps his game tied. And both of these goaltenders have had really, really fantastic saves so far in this contest. And we are just beginning to see what all these attendees have been able to do here so far this evening. Here's a breakaway chance, and denying it there was Ryan Kenny. Another chance right at the doorstep. Kenny will deny that one. 13:02 to go here in period number 2. Still a lot of time in hockey to be played here as Yurchuk, who's looking for a hattie, trying to take that away from the 9 of Ryan Lahar. Lahar is on it right behind Kenny's cage. Taken here by Tyler Kopf, and the Buffalo Sabre will start to go westbound and down with it. Eastbound and down, I should say, as he drops it back over for Chase Pirtle. Pirtle trying to hold up. He's going to wait for options. Gets it back up here for Blanchard. This one finds nobody as it skitters across center ice. Trying to race after this one will be Kopf on it once again. Rather, that's Pirtle. Pirtle down the near side. He'll bank it off for the half wall. We'll find Kopf over in front of the Citizens Bank logo. Drops it back to Campominosi, who toes the blue line. Back up to Michael Rubin. Rubin takes aim. This one goes way over and out of play. It ended up on the Zamboni room roof, I believe. With just under 12 minutes to go here in the second period. Once again, thanking everybody for tuning in to tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Trey Wright on the call. Had a really good night so far tonight. The 10-7 win for XHockey Products early on in game number 1. We're tied at 3 in game 2. Trying to change that, however, was the 8 of Luka Zimacek. This is Drosky, who will drive it down over on the far side. Drosky will put on the brakes right in front of Mickey Burns. Drosky still on it, trying to fight off a couple of skaters. Trying to whip it up here. That's Ty Aller over on the far side, and he can't get it up to Luka Zimacek. Zimacek trying to race after it. He's right behind Kenny's cage. And Kenny will this time hold on to it. Takes a couple friendly whacks at it with the stick from a couple of teammates, and that'll freeze play. A couple more seconds going off here. 11:18 to go in the second. It's been a long week of action here for the Jersey Pro League, and it'll kick back up next week. Starting on the 30th. We'll get to that in just a couple of moments here, but nonetheless, weeks 5 and 6 kicking off here as icing is waved off. Mickey Burns will take it from his own end. We'll get into a little bit of a preview of next week here, starting on Sunday night. The John and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation will be taking on Synergy uniforms. That gets kicked off on Sunday at 6 o'clock local time. Our very own John McCooch on the call for both games here on the 29th. Then later on at 7:30, the Hockey House podcast will take on Capper Hockey Services as Kenny pads this one aside. Top line beginning to buzz here, trying to retake the lead. Pierce spins away from a couple of red Glad jerseys. And that's backhanded there by Campominosi. Campominosi all the way up to Greg Spitznagel. Spitznagel with a drop back pass over to Kopp, gets it back over to Spitznagel. Here's Yurchuk on it. He's looking for a third. That's taken away, and Skalos will get on his horse. Boris Skalos down the near side. He's going to wait for options, try to put it right on the back end. I believe that may have been Posma or Blanchard. But nonetheless, here's Pirtle the other direction. He's got Yurchuk right in front, and Moore will stick it aside. Under 10 to go in period number 2, approaching the midway point in this contest. Trying to get after this here is Yurchuk on it again. He's got 2/3 of the goals scored so far tonight here for TGF, and we're going to get a penalty, an interference call against Topline Hockey, I believe. That'll be going against. Trying to see who this is going against here. I believe that might be going against Jack Robilotti, maybe? Maybe Brian Lonergan, but nonetheless, it will be the 19 of Ben Yurchuk who will take it. Like we said a couple of times already, Yurchuk with 2 goals already tonight, looking for the hat trick. Here he is, right on Daniel Moore, and Moore with a stone wall save will keep this game tied at 3. Really good save there as we get another look at it. Now, Yurchuk was trying to get a little bit fancy there on that penalty shot. Went for the one-hander, back to 2 hands, and tried to bait Moore over on the other side, and did not work. So it remains a 3-3 contest. Some really good goal saving and goaltending so far here. As Topline the other direction, trying to take the lead. A scramble right in the low slot. Nobody was able to get a shot off. Back on it, and Kenny point blank is able to make the save. I think Topline was arguing that, hey, I believe the puck was a little bit loose, and that was kind of a premature whistle, as it indeed was Chuck Blanchard who drew that penalty. It didn't matter in the long run, as it didn't lead to a goal. Michael Rubin will stick it up to Tyler Kopf. Kopf up to Pirtle. Pirtle trying to drive around Robilotti. Robilotti will send it back in the other direction. Here's Burns, puts it right on the tape of Hudson Miller. Miller across, try to get back over to Burns. Burns will stick it all the way up. Trying to get it back over, intercepted by Goose. TGF with a 4-on-2 chance the other way. This is Kopf who drops it back over to Pirtle. Pirtle looking for time and space. Kopf is not able to handle it, now he will. Rather, that's Ben Yurchuk who's waiting for options, sends it back over. Nobody was home in the corner. Now Kopf will take it. Kopf had it, lost it. That's Robilotti who took it back the other direction. Now it's Campominosi who will scream down the near side. Campominosi holding, waiting. Kopf right at the doorstep, and Kenny denied him. Another good chance right in front there. That was Petrillo who was trying to take the lead back here for Team Goose. Burns over on the other side, drops it back over, gets it over to Skalos. Miller is on it on the other side. He goes down. No call on the play. And this will go down. No icing as Lonergan will track back 4 in his own end. Top line bench was not happy with that non-call as Lonergan trying to get around the whole defense. Petrillo will take it down. Kopf trying to drag back on it. Taken here by Trip Pendy. Pendy trying to slice and dice his way through the defense. Put an elbow up high and drops back over to Blanchard. Blanchard on it, right in front. Pirtle denied by Kenny. Rather, that was Daniel Moore who denied Chase Pirtle with a point-blank chance. .9:23 local time with 7:06 to go in period 2. We remain deadlocked at 3. Back at the top of the point, it's Rubin with it. Sending it all the way over, that's Jorowski with it. Jorowski was not able to get it over to Blanchard, who will drag it back out. Back over to Greg Spitznagel. Spitznagel looking for a little bit of time and space, and that one's redirected up into the high netting and out of play. Going over some more of the games next week for week number 5 of the Jersey Pro League. Like we mentioned, John McCooch will be on the call for both the Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation versus Synergy Uniforms game and the Hockey House podcast versus the Copper Hockey Services contest. Then the next day, Homegrown Hockey will be taking on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. That'll be certainly a game to watch. And then the Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau Foundation will once again be taken on Copper Hockey Services. So both of those programs playing back-to-back days here on the 29th and the 30th. Ty Aller will send it off of the boards. Trying to whip it around there was the 7 of Trip Pendy. And Pendy will take it back the other direction. Now he lost it as Aller was crashing over. Aller waits for options, sends it back across. That was intercepted there by Robilotti. Rather, that was Blanchard who intercepted it, and Blanchard will stick it off of the corner. Gets it back up to Jorowski. Getting it over is Spitznagel. He is trying to drive through Daniel Moore, who was playing way out. Moore just got across to make that stop. Moore with a really good sequence of saves there for the man in 33. Here's Jorowski on it again. Sends one off of the pads of Moore. Burns trying to clear it out, and Aller will. Now a 2-on-0. Here's Pierce right down Broadway, right into the glove of Ryan Kenny. Talk about a web gem. We get a good look here at Ryan Kenny, the Fort Lauderdale, Florida native. Right now 0-2 on the season. 0-3 on the season, we should say, for the Fayetteville Marksman for the SPHL has been really good so far this evening. He's made 11 saves on 14 shots. Has kept this game tied at 3. 1-on-1 the other way. Jorowski trying to drive through the zone, but it's taken away here by Robilotti. Robilotti trying to find Chuck Blanchard over on the other side, and he'll drop it back to Skalos. Skalos trying to drive through the entire defense, ran right into the midsection of Andrew Petrillo. And TGF on the other side, this is Kopp, rather that's Yurchuk trying to drive it away. Players colliding over in the far boards, and a couple of skaters were clamoring for a holding call in favor of Topline. Robilotti sends it across. This is Lahar that's on it. Kenny will make the stop, got the rebound as well. Referee nearly got ran over in the corner, and now it's a 1-on-1, maybe a 2-on-1 chance here for TGF. Pirtle across, trying to get it up to Yurchuk. Yurchuk looking for the Trevor Zegras play. Wasn't able to get the finisher. He got it again. Rebound just goes wide. Moore wasn't able to get there in time, but that was sent wide there by Yurchuk. Goose trying to come alive here, and that's taken out of here by Topline. Back the other way it comes. Trying to get that one was Skalos. He was denied, and Tyler Kopp will get on his horse. Kopp trying to get on his buffalo, I should say, was trying to wheel and deal and slice the defense like a saber. Taking it back in the other direction. Gabe Blanchard with Chuck Blanchard right at his 6 o'clock. Will go up here. Gets it up to Kopf. Kopf up for Pirtle. Pirtle trying to spin around. Pirtle sending it over. This is up to Michael Rubin. Rubin trying to keep it in the zone. He is not able to. Trying to stick it in. A delayed offside as TGF was tagging up, and Mickey Burns will come on it. Burns with a clap bomb! Goodness gracious, that didn't miss by much. Back on the other way, and Ryan Kenny with another good save, short side. And you want to talk about clap bombs. That was a clap bunker buster there from Mickey Burns, and the Atlanta Gladiator was certainly shooting some rubber way out. Can't remember the last time I've seen somebody just wind up that bad. I believe it was, who was it from Edmonton? And what was that in Game 4? I'm trying to remember who it was in Game 4 of the Cup final that just winded up. I believe it may have been Ekman Larson. We'll check back during intermission, which is coming up here in about 2 minutes and 39 seconds and counting. But meanwhile, Miller trying to send it up on the other side. Spinning around is Brian Lonergan. He'll turn it over in the offensive zone. This is Spitznagel, who will come up the far side. Spitznagel sending it up. This one way up into the air, and Moore is able to cover it up with 2:17 to play in the second. Some really good goaltending between these two teams, and we still remain deadlocked at 3 goals apiece. No goals in this second period just yet. And I got a feeling whoever's going to break the deadlock here is going to end up potentially winning this game as Ryan Kenny makes yet another save. Now 2:02 to go here in period number 2. A lot of 2s on the board, except with the score, it's 3-3. Shots 24-17 in favor of Team Goose Foundation. Of course, TGF still looking for their first win as an organization, and Topline looking for their second. Both these teams' odds of winning are even. 4-on-2 the other way. Here's Drosky trying to drop it back over for Pendy. Pendy back to Drosky. Look to go on. The net is off. And Moore was still able to cover it up. Again, a lot of really good back and forth play here from both of these teams, but neither has been able to score in this middle period. And we've got about a minute 37 still to go here in this second period. But I believe this is the longest that we have gone in either division without any team scoring a goal. This is beginning to really play out like an actual NHL game or AHL or just a hockey game that you can typically see being played during the winter months and not really a summer league game. But still, that's the level of talent that we've got here at the Jersey Pro League. A good reason why it is so popular here in the Garden State. A big reason why this league continues to grow and grow by each passing year. Zimacek was trying to feed a TL teammate down the low slot. Nobody was home. Ian Pierce now will take it down the near side, dropping it back over. This is Aller over at the far side. He has that taken away. Drosky is on it, a 1-on-1. Now make it a 2-on-2. Drosky looking to go with a backhander on Moore, who comes way out of his crease to freeze play. 36.1 to go in the second period. It's been a really tight hockey game so far. Neither team has been able to really set up some sustained zone time. Something I've really noticed here over these last couple of shifts as John Dorosky trying to send it back over. This is Kopf who's on it. Kopf over on the other side, try to put that one short side right between the gap. And Moore had his entire body and head pasted over on that side, and he'll cover it up. Back on it again, looking for a little bit of a circus bounce, and Moore was able to get the play. That was Ben Yurchuk, who's still been looking for his third goal of the night. Was trying to make that play. He was unsuccessful, but pretty darn close. Kopf with a spin around shot. We'll find Michael Rubin in the corner. Rubin back over to Kopf. He scores! Tyler Kopf with an absolute dart right over the shoulder of Daniel Moore. And finally, the deadlock will end with 3 seconds to play in the second. We get another look at that one right here and right now. Start with an offensive zone draw. Dorosky was just barely able to keep it out. And over at the far side, Rubin had it, got it back up for Kopf. And he makes an absolute ridiculous snipe there to give the Team Goose Foundation the lead. 30 minutes down, 15 to go. We're in for one hell of a third period here in a couple of moments here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. A fun 30 minutes of hockey has been played in game number 2 of this evening's doubleheader of the Jersey Pro League Pro Division here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. Trey Wright on the call, and with a late goal from Tyler Kopf, the Buffalo Sabre will give Team Goose Foundation their second lead of the evening. It's 4-3, and a very fun 15 minutes of hockey are in order here for the remainder of tonight. That one just goes off the side iron. That was shot off there by the 9 of Ryan Lahar. Team Goose taking it back in the other direction. This is Spitznagel on it, trying to load it up right at the doorstep. They score! There's a flurry of red jerseys in front. I believe that'll be going to Chase Pirtle. And 2 quick goals here within a span of 30 seconds will give Team Goose Foundation their biggest lead of the evening. We'll get another look at it. Spitznagel had it along the near side. And yeah, I believe that was Chase Pirtle. And another goal right in front, right off of the draw. And 3 straight goals, 2 of them within about 5 seconds. And that was so fast we didn't even get it. So I got no idea who in the great name of the Holy Ghost scored that one. But we do know that is a 6-3 game. We'll get the official scoring. And now back in the other direction, looking to get it there was Mickey Burns. Didn't put as much power into the slap shot as he did on that snapper. But nonetheless, now top line a little bit of trouble as Skalos wasn't able to crash on it. Rather, that was Ian Pierce. Pierce is able to get it, getting it back over to Miller. Kenny with a little bit of a Spider-Man save there is able to keep it out. Back over on it. This is Lonergan, who gets it up to Burns. Burns getting it back over to Miller, puts one off of the pads of Ryan Kenny, and TGF will clear. Back over, Ben Yurchuk looking for a backhanded high riser that just goes over the crossbar. Cam Pominosi will put it right onto Portillo, and Petrillo will backhand it all the way over back to John Campominosi. Yurchuk all the way on it. Gets it up to Kopf on it. Kopf back over. This one patted aside by Daniel Moore. And it was, of course, Ben Yurchuk who scored to make it a 6-3 game. So it was the hat trick there for Yurchuk as Topline will ice it. With 12:55 to go, this game has had quite a bit of everything here so far this evening. And that all started with Tyler Kopf scoring to make it a 4-3 contest, and then 2 quick goals by Chase Pirtle and Ben Yurchuk to make it 6-3. And Topline just really had a 1-2-3 knuckle punch right to the gut as Aller right at the doorstep was looking for his second. Sticked away there by Kenny. Cam Pominosi on a 3-on-2. Back over to Kopf. Kopf looking for his second. That one just goes over. Kopf back on it again. Kopf waiting for reinforcements. Flips it over. Finds a TGF teammate, and Petrillo was fanning on that shot. Nothing you could really do about that if you're Andrew Petrillo, playing from Vermont. As an alumnus from Vermont, graduated a couple of years ago, and he's here for the Jersey Pro League. Cam Pominosi drops it back. Here's Jarosky on it. He scores! John Jarosky kicks the convert through the uprights. It is 7-3. 4 straight goals from Team Goose, and they're cooking with gasoline. We get another look at it over on the other side, and Jarosky right down over the shoulder of Daniel Moore. It is a 7-3 contest. 11:44 to go in the third period, and 4 quick goals making up for what was nearly a scoreless third period. Rubin is on it. That one pops in and out of the glove there of Moore. Skalos is on it. Lost it to Jarosky. Jarosky was on it, trying to get it away from Boris Skalos, and Skalos trying to get it up here. This is just going to be called offside by the linespeople with 11:13 to go in period number 3, and leading by 4, and a quick 4 at that, is the Team Goose Foundation. Skalos off of the draw will spin away from Chase Pirtle. Skalos will recollect his own puck, and Pirtle will take it away. Lahar will take it. This is down the far side. Lahar all by himself will chip it back over. Lahar on it again. Kenny with another save near side. Back over, Mickey Burns on it, right at the doorstep, and they score! Ryan Lahar will end the bleeding for Topline, thanks to Mickey Burns putting that right in front, and it's 7-4. Nothing you can really do about that if you're Ryan Kenny. 2 quick plays right at the doormat. It was Burns on it near side, and then Lahar was able to pocket home the loose change. And now, still in this contest. Net was off, but TGF has possession of it. That has been reset, will continue to get going here. Andrew Petrillo had it and lost it. Puck rolled off of his tape. Pirtle trying to get it back over to Spitznagel, and Topline trying to clear it out of their own end, and they will. Brian Lonergan with a burst of speed down the near side, transitions over to the far side. Trying to whip it around, was trying to find Hudson Miller over in the corner. He could not get there. Miller couldn't keep it. Taken out of here by Chase Pirtle. Pirtle at the far side, trying to get it back over to Ben Yurchuk, who's looking for a fourth. Yurchuk is on it once more. Yurchuk can't keep possession. Taken out of here by Miller. Miller all the way up. Coming back over on a one-time blast there from Pierce. Just goes over the crossbar. This one covered up by Ryan Kenny, and a stoppage with a 9:18 to go in the third. "31 shots here so far for Team Goose Foundation, who leads by 3. Are looking to be in good shape. As a collision right in front of the scores table makes it 2-on-1. Yurchuk on the other side. He had it blocked there by Moore. Now some physicality right in front of the top line bench. Yurchuk is on it again, looking for the tap in. Daniel Moore! Wally! Oh my goodness. Moore got across, made the save, and keeps his team in the contest. We got to get another look at that one. Good night, Irene. Kopp brought it in over at the blue line, and then Moore all the way across. I believe that was either Pirtle or Yurchuk. He absolutely robbed over on the right side of the net. And he keeps it a 3-goal deficit. Skalos on it. Here's Burns, who will take it the other direction. This is Trip Pendy, I should say, who had that fought off there by the 33 of Daniel Moore. And Lonergan just trying to clear it out of his own end, and he will. Zimacek trying to drive in the other direction. And Skalos not able to grab this on the other way. He'll track back on the other end where Moore will set it up for him. Skalos with a burst of speed down the near side. Puts one on, look to go for the Jack Hughes corner shot. Just a little bit of a miss high. And now Tyler Kopp with a little bit of time and space. A good back check there, however, from Lahar. And he'll take it away from the NHLer. We'll see if Kopp will take some notes on some potential future teammates here as Lahar taking it back in the other direction. Lahar up for Lonergan. Lonergan pinned into the corner. Trying to play that along the half wall. Halfway home in period number 3, and Topline Hockey needing 3 goals to tie the contest. Team Goose Foundation playing exceptionally well to start off this third period, but it was that late second period goal by the Buffalo Sabre of Tyler Kopp that I felt like really changed the momentum in this contest. This is lofted offsides, and we'll get a stoppage. Pirtle on the draw. Will not win it as Dean Toskos will win it back in his own end. Toskos over on the other side will get it all the way up to Miller. Miller all the way across, and Kenny with a good save. Ryan Kenny, 16, make that 17 for 21 so far tonight. Trying to get his first win of the season. Team Goose Foundation trying to get their first win as an organization as well. They're the only team that does not have a win yet here in 2025, at least at the Jersey Pro League Pro Division level. I'm trying to remember if Hockey House Podcast has a win yet here in 2025. I believe that they do not. We'll double check that. Yurchuk taking it from his own end. Skates across the Devils logo. Yurchuk was stonewalled by a defenseman, and that is batted out of there by Toscas. Taken here by Blanchard, who takes aim. That ricochets way off of the crossbar and out of play. Indeed, the Hockey House Podcast, as of right now, are they and the Team Goose Foundation, the two teams that have not won a game yet in 2025, as that's lofted up into the netting. A little bit of a stick save there from Daniel Moore, playing with the Omaha Lancers of the USHL. Both he and Brian Lonergan playing in Omaha, Nebraska for the Lancers program. They've been doing pretty well so far here over the last couple of years in that team in Omaha. Swilling in the other direction was Dean Toscas, and they score! Mickey Burns will say, hey, this game ain't over, boys. It's 7-5. So it's Burns, the captain of this top-line program, who will score. We get another look at it. Along the near side here for Toscas, wheeled it back over to Burns. And he'll score to make it now a 2-goal deficit. This game's still far from over, and looking for the dagger there was Pirtle. I believe that would be his Hattie. Ty Holler with some time and space down the far side. Now a breakaway chance. Here's Gabe Blanchard. Blanchard, a good back check there from Ian Pierce, and he is able to disrupt play. What a back check there from Pierce, and that may have turned the momentum just a little bit here. And that was 2 straight goals from Topline. They've got a little bit of time and energy way offside. And a very late whistle at that from the linesperson, but way offside was Topline Hockey, and they will reset. Yurchuk trying to race after that change. Coming back into the possession of Skalos, who will scream down the near side. Skalos waiting for options, looking to put one on to Kenny. There was the 19 of Chuck Blanchard. Skalos on it once again. Skalos was trying to find a lane, but it's TGF who will take it to the other side. Here's Trip Pendy trying to get after the loose puck. He'll find it in the corner, takes it over the referee. Referee doing their best jumping jack impression. Kept in on top line side of the ice, and Penny trying to race after it. Wheeled out of there by Petrillo. Robillati had a brief touch on it for a brief moment. Taking aim and firing was John Campominosi. That one goes over the crossbar. Looking for time and space as icing will be waved off here on that chip play. Taking it back in the other direction here was TGF, and now it's Lahar who's got it. A little bit of a collision right in front of the Choose New Jersey logo. Petrillo has that taken away, and we're going to get a whistle. And based on the whistle, I believe that'll be an offside call against Topline Hockey with 3:40 to play. We'll have to see how long until Topline Hockey will potentially pull Daniel Moore. Burns wins the draw, but it's immediately taken away by Kopf and Drosky. Drosky trying to get past Mickey Burns, and he was tied up. Drosky sends it over. Here's Kopf trying to get after it. Pendy will join the fray, and he'll take it away. Trying to get it back up for Kopf. Kopf trying to drive through the zone. He's going to try to wait for options, sends up back at the top of the point. And it's taken away here by Michael Rubin. Pendy was offside. And we'll get another stoppage. .305 to go in the third period. 7-5. Team Goose Foundation leads over Topline Hockey. Faceoff comes all the way into Team Goose's side of the ice, and it's won here by Topline. They're bullied all the way to their own end. Lonergan sets it up. It's a foot race all the way back for it. Kenny thought he had it covered up, but instead he'll find Jarosky right in front of the Mike's Amazing Lemonade, Mike's Amazing Mayonnaise logo. Hey, Mike's Amazing Mayonnaise and Mike's Hard Lemonade go well together as Jarosky went hard into the half wall. And this will go down for an icing against Topline as Jarosky went really hard into the end wall. Was able to get back up and going. Jarosky playing for the Sacred Hearts NCAA Division I program. Coming here is one of the two subs for the Team Goose Foundation. Andrew Petrillo was the other one. Pirtle off of the draw, wins it, gets it up to Spitznagel. 2:30 to go in period number 3. Spitznagel sent into the corner there for Pirtle. Pirtle trying to wait for some options. Trying to drive it out the other way is Topline. Back over on the far side goes Topline. A 4-on-3, and trying to get it there was Topline. That one taken out of here, and Camp Pominosi will get on his horse down the other way. That one lifted out by just a little bit. Topline looking for 2 goals here in the next 2 minutes even. That one deflects out of play for a stoppage and a little bit of a mini scrum after the play. But nonetheless, cooler heads will prevail. And with $1:58 to go in the third period, the net is empty for Topline Hockey. We'll see if Daniel Moore is going back as this draw will come right at the center ice logo. And we're going to get a timeout called here by the Team Goose Foundation. $1:58 to go here in period number 3. TGF leading 7-6. That was a goal. Apparently that was a goal scored. I didn't see anything. They called that a goal. I didn't see, I did not see anything. I'm trying to. We are going to get a timeout, so now the goal, now it's going to be 1. I didn't see any indication. Yeah, there was no indication from the referee, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But now it's a 1-goal contest. Moore trying to get out of his cage here. I'm perplexed. 100 seconds to go in period 3. Moore will go to the bench. Extra skater on here for Topline, who now trails 7-6. Skalos across the blue line, trying to send it across. The extra skater is on. Kenny will make a save. Team Goose Foundation looking for their first win here of 2025. That one skitters through. Burns was trying to redirect it, and he will cover it up, he being Ryan Kenny. I'm still looking on the replay to see if how that was a goal. Oh, you know what? I think, yeah, it just skittered underneath of the glove of Ryan Kenny, going for the empty net. And this will be icing against TGF. Yeah, that just barely went in and out, and we didn't see any indication from the referee if it was a goal or not. So I don't know. But nonetheless, 69 seconds to go in the third period, TGF looking for a win. They're able to get it up, but taken back here by the 19 of Chuck Blanchard. Lonergan sends it in. Trying to stick it out of here is Gabe Blanchard. Blanchard, we're trying to go after it. 45 seconds to go as Kenny will set it up. This one off the high glass, banking all the way down, but does not have enough mustard on it. And Brian Lonergan will take it from his own end. Lonergan all the way up for Burns. Burns trying to get it up, taken back here by TGF. 29 seconds separating Team Goose Foundation from their first win as an organization. Burns with time and space. He's got some speed. Trying to take it back in the other direction, however, was Pierce. Pierce trying to keep it away there from Chase Pirtle. Burns will send it over to Skalos. Skalos over to Lonergan. 10 seconds to go. Lonergan gets it up. Skalos ripping it home. He puts it into the high netting with 5 seconds to play. And one final draw in the offensive zone here for Topline Hockey. Trying to get this game tied up at 7. The net remains empty here for Topline Hockey. 6 skaters on compared to the 5 of Team Goose Foundation. 5.2 to play in period 3. 7-6 is your score. A little bit more time being added on. That will go to 6.4 seconds on the scoreboard. Face-off is won by Topline. Time winding down. A waffle board block by Ryan Kenny. One final chance goes wide, and that will do it. Talk to me, Goose. And the Team Goose Foundation wins their first game as an organization. They hold on to win 7-6. A wild third period of play. The late comeback coming up just a little bit short there for Topline Hockey, and Team Goose will hold on. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. As Team Goose Foundation will now tie Topline Hockey for third in the Jersey Pro League Pro Division. And a wild couple of games here this evening. We take a look at the handshake line for the second time tonight. But that will do it for week number 4 of the Jersey Pro League. Week number 5 up on the horizon, getting kicked off on Sunday, June 29th at 6 o'clock local time, when the John and Matthew Cadreau Foundation will take on Synergy Uniforms. John McCooch on the call. But for everybody here at Breakout Sports Broadcasting, for Carl Pascal, Colton Reynolds, and everybody here at BSB, my name is Trey Wright. Thank you all so much for tuning in to tonight's coverage of the Jersey Pro League Pro Division here on Breakout Sports Broadcasting. We will see y'all on Sunday evening here at the RWJ Barnabas Health Hockey House in Newark, New Jersey. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening. We'll see y'all on Sunday.